What if I told you that something sitting in your kitchen, something praised by nutritionists and influencers alike, might be harming your health if used the wrong way? And no, it's not sugar or processed snacks. It's avocados. That creamy, green fruit that dominates health food trends and Instagram brunches isn't just packed with fiber and heart-healthy fats. It's also hiding risks that most people have never heard of. But the real question is, are you eating avocados in a way that supports your health or quietly working against it? In this video, we'll expose 6 hidden dangers of avocado consumption that could be sabotaging your digestive health, medication safety, and even your immune system. We'll walk you through scientific studies, clinical examples, and real patient stories to reveal what the research really says. And most importantly, you'll leave with practical strategies to keep all the benefits of avocados while avoiding the landmines. From foodborne pathogens to enzyme-disrupting compounds like persin, from miscalculated calories to dangerous drug interactions, we're unpacking it all. You'll also learn how to recognize early warning signs of avocado sensitivity and how to build a routine that fits your personal health profile. So if you're someone in your family eats avocados more than once a week, don't skip this. Because when it comes to something you eat regularly, knowledge isn't just power, it's prevention. Stay with us until the end. We'll answer the one question everyone asks: how much avocado is actually safe? Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, the percent problem. Avocados are celebrated for their healthy fats and nutrient density, but few people realize that the same fruit also contains a natural toxin called persin, a compound that, in high doses, has been shown to cause serious cellular and systemic harm. Persin is a fungicidal toxin produced by the avocado plant as a defense mechanism. While it is most concentrated in the leaves, bark, and seeds, small amounts are still present in the flesh, the part most people consume. In healthy individuals, the liver can typically metabolize and clear persin efficiently. However, that doesn't mean there are zero risks. A study published in Toxicology in Vitro found that avocado extract containing persin was genotoxic in laboratory conditions, meaning it caused DNA damage in human white blood cells. While these were in vitro results, not human trials, it raises a legitimate concern about long-term accumulation and bioactivity, especially in individuals with compromised liver function, metabolic inefficiencies, or chronic inflammation. The problem becomes even more relevant when considering how many people now consume avocados daily. According to USDA data, Americans eat an average of over 8 pounds of avocado per person per year, and that number keeps climbing. The more frequent the exposure, the higher the risk of subclinical reactions going unnoticed, until symptoms like unexplained fatigue, bloating, skin breakouts, or even food sensitivity flare-ups start to appear. These may be dismissed as unrelated issues, but in functional medicine, low-level toxin exposure is a known contributing factor to chronic inflammation. Even more concerning, persin is highly toxic to certain animals. In birds, for example, it can cause heart failure. In mammals like goats and horses, persin has been linked to mastitis, difficulty breathing, and cardiac issues. While human sensitivity is typically lower, the wide variability in detoxification capacity between individuals means what's safe for one person may not be safe for another. The key takeaway: avoid consuming any part of the avocado plant except the flesh. That means no seeds in smoothies, no experimenting with avocado leaves in teas, and certainly no home remedies involving avocado skin or bark. And if you're eating avocados daily, consider adopting a cycle: 5 days on, 2 days off. That gives your liver a break and minimizes cumulative exposure. As always, if you notice symptoms after meals involving avocados, track them in a food diary and consult a healthcare provider familiar with functional nutrition. Mistake number 2, the calorie trap. Avocados are often praised as one of the healthiest foods you can eat, but what most people overlook is their calorie density. One large avocado can pack around 320 calories. That's nearly the same as a slice of pepperoni pizza. The problem isn't the calories themselves, it's how easily they add up unnoticed. Many people fall into the trap of thinking it's healthy, so I can eat as much as I want. But nutritional quality does not cancel out caloric quantity. This misunderstanding can quietly sabotage weight management, especially in older adults whose metabolic rate naturally slows with age. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating one avocado per day did not lead to weight gain, but only when it was used to replace other fats like butter or mayonnaise. That distinction is critical. The participants weren't adding avocado on top of their regular meals. They were swapping it in place of something else. Here's a real-world example. One patient of mine, a 62-year-old woman trying to manage her cholesterol and lose weight, started eating avocado daily, on her toast in the morning, in her salad at lunch, and blended into her smoothie in the evening. She believed she was doing everything right. But over time, she gained 5 pounds. Why? She had added nearly 500 extra calories to her diet every day, without realizing it. The fix is simple, but essential: portion control. The ideal serving size for avocado is about 1/3 of a medium fruit, roughly 80 to 100 calories. That amount delivers all the heart-healthy fats and nutrients without pushing you over your energy needs. Avocados should be treated like what they are: a rich, calorie-dense fat source. Use them as a replacement, not an addition. Swap avocado for mayonnaise in sandwiches. Use it instead of cheese on toast. Mash it with lemon as a topping instead of butter. Enjoy the benefits, but respect the balance. Even superfoods have limits. When it comes to your metabolism, quantity always counts, even with the healthiest foods on your plate. Mistake number 3, latex fruit syndrome. Avocados are often seen as safe, even hypoallergenic. But for a growing number of people, they could be triggering a dangerous immune response, and they don't even know it. This condition is called latex fruit syndrome, and it's far more common than most people realize. Latex fruit syndrome is a form of cross-reactivity. It occurs when the immune system mistakes proteins in certain fruits, like avocados, for proteins found in natural rubber latex. The proteins are structurally similar, so your body reacts as if you've been exposed to latex, even though you've only eaten a piece of fruit. Medical research shows that approximately 30 to 50% of people with a latex allergy also react to specific fruits. Among the most common culprits? Avocados. That's because they contain class echidinases and profilins, plant proteins that are structurally similar to major allergens found in latex, like hevein. Here's how it usually starts. A person eats avocado and notices mild itching or tingling in the mouth or throat. They may assume it's a coincidence or even mistake it for a reaction to seasoning. But over time, the reaction can worsen: swelling of the lips, face, or tongue, difficulty breathing, or in severe cases, anaphylaxis. One patient case stands out: a 38-year-old nurse with no prior food allergies who regularly wore latex gloves at work. One afternoon, she drank an avocado smoothie and within minutes developed a swollen throat and wheezing. She was rushed to the emergency room. The diagnosis? Latex fruit syndrome. Her repeated occupational exposure to latex had sensitized her immune system, and the avocado proteins triggered the reaction. This condition is particularly relevant to people in high-risk professions: healthcare workers, dental assistants, housekeepers, food service staff, and anyone with frequent latex exposure. But it can also affect the general public, especially those with a history of seasonal allergies or asthma. If you've ever experienced tingling in your mouth, itching in your throat, or mild swelling after eating avocado, or if you know you're allergic to latex, get tested. Skin prick or blood-specific IgA tests can confirm cross-reactivity. Most importantly, don't ignore mild symptoms. Oral allergy symptoms can escalate over time. Identifying latex fruit syndrome early can prevent life-threatening outcomes and help you make safer food choices moving forward. Avocados may be healthy, but they're not harmless for everyone. Know your body. Know your risks. Mistake number 4, food safety and contamination. Avocados are hailed for their creamy texture and health benefits, but what's often overlooked is how easily they can become contaminated and how quickly they can become a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. Avocados are typically grown in warm, humid climates such as Mexico, California, and parts of South America. While these environments are ideal for avocado cultivation, they're also perfect for the growth of dangerous pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria monocytogenes. These bacteria can colonize the rough, bumpy skin of the avocado during harvesting, handling, and transportation. Now here's where it becomes a serious food safety issue. Studies conducted by the FDA and food safety researchers have confirmed that when you slice into an unwashed avocado, your knife can carry surface bacteria straight into the edible flesh. Even if you're not eating the skin, the inside can be contaminated in that very moment. Once cut, avocados become highly perishable. Their soft, moisture-rich interior provides the perfect environment for bacterial overgrowth, especially if left at room temperature. According to food microbiology research, bacteria can begin to multiply within just 20 to 30 minutes when exposed to temperatures in the danger zone, between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. By the time you're preparing a smoothie or spreading some on toast, your once safe avocado could already be harboring unsafe levels of bacteria. One particularly concerning case involved a catered event where pre-sliced avocados were left out for over 2 hours. Nearly a dozen attendees experienced symptoms of food poisoning within 12 hours. Lab analysis later revealed high concentrations of Listeria in the avocado remnants. To reduce your risk, always follow these simple protocols. Wash the entire avocado thoroughly under cool, running water before slicing, even if you don't plan to eat the skin. Use a clean knife and cutting board to avoid cross-contamination. Once cut, store avocado halves in an airtight container and refrigerate immediately. Consume within 2 days for optimal safety and freshness. Never leave cut avocado out at room temperature for more than 1 hour. It's tempting to prep ahead or leave avocado on the counter, especially for parties or gatherings. But when it comes to food safety, convenience should never come at the cost of your health. Treat avocados like the perishable produce they are. Handle them with care, and your gut and immune system will thank you. Mistake number 5, medication interactions. Avocados may be packed with nutrients, but for people on certain medications, they can also pack unexpected risks. Their dense nutritional profile, especially high levels of potassium, vitamin K, fiber, and monounsaturated fats, can interfere with how some common drugs work in the body. And most patients don't hear this from their doctors. Let's start with potassium. A single cup of avocado contains nearly 975 milligrams, over twice the amount found in a banana. While potassium is critical for heart and muscle function, too much of it can lead to hyperkalemia, especially in those taking ACE inhibitors, angiotensin receptor blockers, ARBs, or potassium-sparing diuretics, all medications commonly prescribed for high blood pressure or heart failure. Hyperkalemia can cause irregular heart rhythms, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. It's a silent danger because symptoms may not appear until it's too late. Next is vitamin K, which plays a key role in blood clotting. Avocados contain moderate amounts of vitamin K, about 21 micrograms per 100 g, and while that may seem small, it can throw off the delicate balance required for those on blood thinners like warfarin and Coumadin. These medications are carefully calibrated based on the patient's typical vitamin K intake. Sudden increases, such as eating avocados daily, can reduce the drug's effectiveness, increasing the risk of blood clots or stroke. Then there's the fiber factor. Avocados are rich in soluble and insoluble fiber, which generally helps digestion. But in people taking oral diabetes medications, especially metformin or sulfonylureas, high fiber intake can impair how these drugs are absorbed. This may blunt their blood sugar-lowering effects and lead to unpredictable glucose fluctuations. Additionally, the monounsaturated fats, MUFAs, in avocados improve insulin sensitivity, which sounds like a good thing, unless you're also taking insulin. Enhanced sensitivity may cause hypoglycemia, especially if your medication dose isn't adjusted accordingly. A real-world example. A 62-year-old man with type 2 diabetes and hypertension began eating half an avocado daily after reading about its benefits online. Within a week, he experienced lightheadedness and cold sweats. His blood sugar had dropped dangerously low because his insulin dose was no longer appropriate for his improved insulin sensitivity. Mistake number 6, ignoring personal tolerance. While avocados are often labeled as a universal health food, the way your body reacts to them may be unique to you. One of the most overlooked mistakes people make is assuming that what's healthy for most must be healthy for everyone. In reality, your genetics, digestive enzyme capacity, immune sensitivity, and even age all influence how well your body tolerates this creamy green fruit. Let's begin with histamine sensitivity. As avocados ripen, they naturally accumulate higher levels of histamine, a compound involved in immune response. For individuals with histamine intolerance, even a small amount of ripe avocado can trigger headaches, rashes, nasal congestion, or fatigue. Unlike a true allergy, histamine intolerance often goes undiagnosed and is mistaken for general inflammation or food reactions. Then there's the FODMAP issue. Avocados contain sorbitol, a sugar alcohol that can ferment in the gut and cause bloating, gas, abdominal pain, or diarrhea, especially in people with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Even small amounts, just a quarter of an avocado, could be enough to trigger symptoms in sensitive individuals. Oral allergy syndrome, OAS, is another hidden risk. If you have a birch pollen allergy, your immune system may mistake avocado proteins for tree pollen. This results in tingling, swelling, or itching in the mouth and throat. While usually mild, in rare cases it can escalate to full allergic reactions. Age also plays a crucial role. As we get older, digestive enzyme production naturally decreases, particularly lipase, which breaks down fat. Since avocados are high in healthy fats, they can become harder to digest for seniors. This often leads to a feeling of fullness, indigestion, or reflux after eating avocado-rich meals. So what can you do? Pay attention to your body's feedback. Try rotating your intake. Eat avocado every other day instead of daily, and monitor how you feel 24 to 48 hours later. Keep a simple food log. Note symptoms like fatigue, skin issues, digestive discomfort, or congestion. Over time, patterns will emerge. And don't assume that mild symptoms are just aging. Often, they're your body's subtle way of saying, "This doesn't work for me." Awareness, not avoidance, is the key. Avocados can be amazing, but only if your body agrees. Avocados can be either a superfood or a silent saboteur, depending entirely on how they're used. Rich in monounsaturated fats, fiber, and antioxidants, they offer major health benefits when consumed wisely. But too often, they're eaten in ways that ignore safety, tolerance, or balance. Here's what to remember. Avoid person exposure by never consuming leaves, skin, or seeds. Respect portion sizes. 1/3 of an avocado is usually enough. Be cautious with medications, especially blood thinners, blood pressure, and diabetes drugs. Treat food safety seriously. Wash, refrigerate, and discard if left out too long. Know your body. Histamine sensitivity, FODMAP issues, and digestive limitations vary widely. The key isn't to fear avocados, it's to eat them informed. When you understand how your body interacts with food, you unlock real power over your health. Now we'd love to hear from you. How do you usually eat avocados? Have you ever noticed reactions or surprises after eating them? Comment below, share your story, and don't forget to share this video with anyone who thinks healthy always means harmless. Because the safest superfoods are the ones we understand best.